Hey, what's up guys? Weekly Light here, and today I'm going to be covering a side mission in Pit People. So this side mission is called the Snottery Barn. So there's a sale for Gunge at the Snottery Barn, and it's your job to try to secure it. So you start off in line with 5 of you, but then other people come and they also want to get some from the sale. However, there's only one left. So they say that they want to take the front of the line, so then the barn closes, and then the battle starts. So the objective of the battle is to protect your spot in the line. So what I did was I just had my cupcake stick in the back near the barn, while my other fighters headed to go defeat the enemies down there. There's not too many enemies in this first wave, but later there'll be more enemies that come. So I highly recommend you keep at least one of your troops near the barn in the back lines. So they won't open the doors while the fight's going on. So you have to actually take out these people in order for the barn to open back up. I like to put my Gorgon in the front so that I can spawn some minions right off the bat. And then I have my Octoclops to take out some bigger threats. Sadly, there are no two slot enemies here, so the Octoclops is slightly wasted, but the Pixie makes up for it with its insane damage. For this fight, I ignored the Rainbow Horse at the bottom because I figured the Rainbow Horse wouldn't ever move up to go get the Gunge from the front of the barn. So I was focusing more on the higher mobility characters who would actually try to flank me and get past my cupcake. I didn't feel like there was much threat, so I left my cupcake there and I didn't bother having it heal anyone too much. So the cupcake's not really healing in this fight, it's just sort of standing there, waiting in line, just in case it was going to end the battle with who's the closest. So I was just planning accordingly because I didn't know how this mission would go out. The wraiths here are really good at debuffing your troops, so you have to be careful and not let them weaken all your troops. Like you see here, my Gorgon and my Spider are weakened, and they're probably the two most important ones for holding the line. Also, they might try to slip past you and get closer to the barn, so you should always focus fire the ones that are closest. I like to try to place troops in their way so that they'll aggro me instead of trying to slip by just in case. And then my cupcake's actually healing when I have to back up a little bit, so that's really good. Overall, this mission's pretty easy, and it's not one of the more difficult ones, just because there's not too many enemies, and there's no 2-slot enemies to deal with. So there I'm moving my cupcake up because I'm a little confused on what's supposed to be going on. So I should have kept my cupcake back more, but instead I moved it up just so it could heal a little bit. But I have my Spider positioned there to block that pathway just in case he tries to go for my cupcake. That's what Spiders are really good for, is if there's a lot of obstacles, you can create walls to prevent people from attacking your troops in the back. Especially up front where the two like line things are, you can put just one Spider there and completely block off that entire area. So that would be really helpful if you're struggling with this fight, but sadly there's not a lot of enemies, so it's a pretty easy fight that you can just steamroll. So once they're down to 3, or it looks like, yeah, I think 3, then the barn opens back up, and then you have to make a mad dash back. However, 6 vampires spawn on the outside, and this is where it might get difficult. You see, I moved my cupcake up too much, so now the cupcake's only slightly closer than the vampires, which have some insane movement speed. So what I start doing is I like panic move my cupcake back, and then I put my Pixie over there on the left in order to block the vampires on the left, and then I send everyone else right to go intercept the vampires on the right. There's a very interesting vampire on the left there that has some bunny ears that look like the character from Bob's Burgers, but I don't know if that's just a coincidence. It's probably not, considering how many pop culture references are here. But yeah, so you see how fast the vampires are almost catching up to my cupcake? And my cupcake's actually 2 tiles short of making it to the objective. So I have to push my troops back again and just hope the vampires will attack my pixie instead of ignoring them completely and going for my cupcake. I assume you'll fail the mission if they beat you to the back, but it seems like as long as you're careful and you have something with high mobility, you should be able to complete this mission 100% of the time. So as you see there, my pixie effectively stopped the 4 troops from moving because they decided to attack it instead of just running past it, which allows my cupcake to get to the spot, and then I can complete the mission. As per usual, once you complete the mission, they ask if you'd like to stay, but seeing that there were 6 new vampires that spawned, I realized that this battle would go on a lot longer if I decided to fight them, and there really wasn't anything else I wanted here, recruitment wise, considering I feel like I have enough troops, and I mainly only use this one team for everything. So yep, that's the end of the battle, and the mission is completed. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe.
I'm going to put you somewhere now, somewhere you might not like.